In this tutorial, we're going to talk about vectors. At first, let us start with an introduction. A vector describes movement from one point to another. It has a direction and a magnitude, which is basically the size. So, we are talking about an object that is moving from a place to another. A vector that describes the movement from A to B is shown by an arrow in this diagram and is also written. So take a look at this diagram. You can see 2 points connected, A and B. And the arrow shows that the object A is moving from point A up to point B. So the arrow indicates the direction that this object is moving. A, B with the vector above, and it has an arrow that indicates the direction. And also, you can represent this magnitude in the form of the object itself, which is small a. If handwritten, this would be underlined, as you can see here, A with a line under. And also we have the column vector, which has brackets that contain X on top of Y. X is the amount of units we have moved along the X-axis, and the Y is the amount of units that we have moved along the Y-axis. Now, the column vector, logically, can be positive or negative, and this depends on the direction. This depends if we're going left or right when it comes to the X-axis, and it also depends if we're going up or down when it comes to the Y-axis. So let's analyze this within the diagram. For the X-axis, we went 2 units to the right, so we say 2. Now for the Y-axis, we went 1, 2, 3, 4 units upwards. So this is the column vector in such case. And notice that it is positive since we had a positive direction. We went to the right and then we went up. Now here we have another example. If you were to travel along this vector in the opposite direction, from B to A, you would represent this vector as the following. You can see that we're moving downwards now. We're going from B all the way down to A. So it is basically the opposite of the initial example that we were just talking about. In the first example, we went from A up to B. Now we're going from B down to A. It's the opposite movement. So the vector is going to be B to A. And also, it is written as minus A. And that is because we went 2 to the left and 4 down. On the X-axis, we had minus 2. And on the Y-axis, we had minus 4, as you can see here. Since the movement has been reversed, we are going in the opposite direction of the initial example that we were just talking about in the previous slide. So as you can see here, the column vector has become minus 2 and minus 4.